One, hey kids, this is Mr. Scott again. I want to show you how to do the income statement and put it into Excel. This is also another assignment that I gave earlier where some folks had trouble getting the correct sum formulas. What we're trying to recreate is this whole income statement in Excel. And I ask you to use places where there are sum totals to use the sum formula. Some folks just type the numbers in directly from this sheet. That's not what we were looking for. These should be actual formulas when we go to move them into Excel. I'm going to show you how to do that. But for the most part, the data all should be the same for these text entries on the left-hand side and the numbers. We're going to start up here with revenue. Our first number, sales, the corresponding number that's associated with it, showing up as all hashtags. If you haven't seen this before, hopefully you have and you know how to fix this. That means that this column right here is too small to display that whole number. So you click on the letter at the top of the column, then grab the bar that's between the two columns right up here. You have to do it up there between the letters. You can't do it down here. You need to do it up here and drag the column out so that it's large enough to display our number. And the hashtags go away, otherwise known as pound signs in the good old days. These two numbers, sales returns. The sales returns is a negative number. I need to take the total of those two. I need to sum that. So I'm going to put that sum over, and it has to be offset by one column, just like it is over here. This total right here is the sum of these two numbers. And the sum of the two numbers that added together, the second one happens to be negative. So in my Excel, I'm going to start where I need the total to show up. And I use Autosum. Autosum doesn't know exactly what it is you want to sum, so I'm going to tell it. I'm going to click in the middle of this top number and hold my finger down on the mouse and drag down and select both of those. So I have the cell addresses up there in the sum formula. I just press the enter key and it will create a number that is the result of that formula, but again, it's too big for me to be able to see it. So I need to click up here on the E column, grab the line that separates E and F and drag it out so that it's wider, and look, I can see the number here that is the result of those two added together. If I go back and look at that cell, if I click in there, I can see up here at the top that that's the formula that it's using to generate this number to be displayed. That's exactly what I wanted to do. If you just typed in 1,269,450 as a number here, that's incorrect. I asked you to actually put in the sum formulas here. Next, my total revenue is going to take into account that number we just calculated and these two underneath it. One of them is a negative. I'm going to add all of those up and put the sum right over here in total revenue. So again, I'm going to choose Autosum, and it doesn't know exactly what it is I want to sum, so I'm going to tell it. I'm going to tell it I want to sum this number and this number and this number. That group of numbers right there. I press the enter key, and again, my number's too small to fit in the column, so I'm going to spread it out just a little bit so that I can see what that total number is. That's the number that I'm looking for. The result of this sum formula. Now, this sum formula, if I click on it, is the result of another sum formula. It has that number, which was also the product of a sum. That is a sum. Excel can do that just fine. That doesn't bother Excel at all. Even though it's the sum that contains another formula, it can handle those with no problem. Next, I want to do my expenses. Down here, I need to do total expenses, create a sum right here in the F column. I'm going to use Autosum and select all of these numbers right here and press the enter key. There. So I have a sum here and a sum here. And also, in this particular occasion, I needed to take into account income taxes. This income statement shows income taxes on it. So in order for me to get to my net income, I have to use the basic financial equation, which is net income equals total revenue minus total expenses, and then here, those taxes are a negative number, so I'm actually going to add those. So I'm going to take out taxes as well. Here's how I make that happen in Excel. I start by creating just a regular formula where I'm just going to use operations on different cells in Excel. I'm going to use the equal sign, and now I can simply click on this cell, and you notice how it populates in here F10. That's the cell that I just clicked on. So it says take whatever is in F10. I'm going to need to subtract it, so I use a minus sign, and then the next cell that I click on, the total expenses, is F19. You notice it put it in red, and now it's highlighted that same cell in red with little dancing ants around it. Now, lastly, I need to take care of those taxes. It's already a negative number, so I just need to add that negative number. So I'm going to use a plus sign here and click on the tax number, and you'll notice it puts in F20 in purple for me. That's the formula that I need. F10 minus F19 plus F20. And it's going to do all that calculation for me. As soon as I press the enter key, it's going to come up with my number for my net income. And it displays that right down here. You can always check your formula and edit it up here on the formula bar if you ever need to go back and do that. Lastly, you can create borders, bottom borders, to create a straight line, just like this one has here, that's acting as a total line. You click on the border button, use bottom border, and that creates a bottom border on that cell. We're going to create one here, use bottom border, and there. You've completed this. Oh, let me also remind you that you need to center these titles up at the top. So I'm going to center these across these cells right up here. And if you forgot where it is, the button's right here for merge and center. So I click on merge and center. It merges all those cells together and then centers it in the middle of them all. We're going to do the same thing for income statement. I'm going to select the cells where I want it to be centered, and then I click merge and center. The same thing for the date line. I think that looks pretty good. If you take this income statement, it looks pretty much like our original. You can submit that, and you will get a great grade. I look forward to seeing them soon. Thanks.